I hope the internet's a little bit better this time. I've been having some issues with the internet, and I apologize about that. I was going back and watching a few of my streams, and like, especially towards the end, some of them are really cutting out pretty bad. I'm getting a late breakfast today. I was up pretty late last night watching the Brazil game, and so that's the picture that's on the thumbnail. Is a picture of Neymar from last night when they were playing Serbia. I went down to Bolivian Street with a female friend of mine and met up with a few different people down there. So it was they're playing the game everywhere. So soccer is pretty big here. So being at the World Cup's going on right now, you know, there's a lot of people out, and the most diverse, you know, place here in Saigon with, you know, foreigners and you know, Koreans, you know, because Korea had a pretty big win over Germany. You know, there's people from Europe, you know, that are supporting their teams, but yeah. So, topic of my videos, I'm going to be talking a little bit about ICOs and you know, why I don't really invest in them. Like, I've gotten, you know, several emails of people like reaching out to me and wanting me to promote like different projects, and some of them are offering, you know, paid endorsements and whatnot. And you see that a lot in the cryptocurrency space. Unfortunately, sometimes it can be hard to see who's truly authentic with the projects that they're supporting and behind. And you know, I've always been wanting to steer more towards a place of transparency and authenticity, and also where I believe the cryptocurrency market's going as a whole. And I feel like ICOs are, you know, they're ways to build capital for your project. Right? There's a lot of some of the better projects in the cryptocurrency space don't need that. Like, they just launch and they do really well. So I never got into EOS. I think I bought into EOS like a little bit last year, and you know, I basically put in a sell order at a high price and was able to sell out of my position. But I wanted to show you guys a little bit of history. So yesterday on my stream, I was talking about when we saw the market history really explode. So like back at, this is a snapshot again of December 2013. And I want you guys to kind of take a look. I mean, this is when the cryptocurrency markets were really taken off, you know. So we have, you know, 11,000 with the Bitcoin price, and if we scroll down, you know, a little bit, we have EOS, and so EOS was at $3.94. So, you know, actually pretty good buy right there. This is still in ICO phase and still new, even with the market really exploding. So this is 2 weeks later when Bitcoin was 19,000, basically almost touching 20,000. You see EOS had really climbed up, and it had gone, you know, had basically more than doubled, you know, and was now at like an $8.57 price. And that was kind of in the peak, you know, back then. And, you know, if we look at what's going on in the markets today, you can see it's, you know, roughly at $7.83. So, I mean, essentially, like, you know, had you bought in 6 months ago, I mean, obviously the markets were, you know, up at that time. There's been other times where EOS has been, you know, much higher. But it goes to show that a lot of these ICOs that you're investing in, it's not really assured that the capital is going to be, you know, good, you know, in the end. There's a lot of scam ICOs. But, you know, as far as like there's different charting and different ways of kind of looking at some of these things. But if you look at, like, this was a website that had the 50 ICOs of all time. So it's got Filecoin, it's got Tezos, it's got EOS, and I think the EOS numbers need to be updated because this is older, because I believe EOS is the biggest one now. You have a few others. I'm actually holding quite a bit of Bancor. I'm still actually trying to recover one of my accounts from losing my phone. I've got some that are still locked up. Tron, you know, I'm holding some of that, but not a whole lot on here that, you know, I mean, some of these I don't know a whole lot about, so maybe I need to kind of look into them a little bit more in depth. But, you know, this was an article that I found that's going over the 5 biggest ICOs by return on investment. So I mean, that's ultimately why a lot of people are getting into ICOs in the first place, is just to make money. Like, they could care less about the project. But here you have NXT, IOTA, Ethereum, and Neo and Stratus in terms of their, you know, ROI. NXT, I'm not really sure. How is NXT doing? I haven't looked in this. NXT, still down the list a little bit. So I'm not sure what the valuation of NXT is, but yeah, I mean, geez, you can even look here, like there, it's all the way down at 90. I believe this was much higher before. 94 million in its market cap. Yeah, so it spiked here, you know, back December 25th. So that was really where all the volume was right in that short little time period. Now you're not seeing, you know, a whole lot. It's, you know, the largest exchange is CoinEgg, you know, which isn't, you know, the largest exchange. Some of these other exchanges here, I've been warning people about staying away from Poloniex and exchanges like it. You know, it has some distribution here, but these are, you know, a whole lot of interest to get into these types of ICOs. You know, I was involved with BitConnect, and BitConnect was launching their BCCX ICO, which at the time, and the amount of people that were buying into that before the ultimate kind of demise of what happened on January 16th, you know, you saw a lot of people investing in that. There was a lot of money flowing into that project. And some of these charts are not necessarily going to take into like some of those scam ICOs. I haven't even really looked at this. I mean, let's just do a Google search, see what comes up. So here's one from Cointelegraph, and here's another one from this Coinist. Let's take a look at these two websites. OneCoin, Enigma. I wonder why Enigma's on here. I guess it's just gone way down. I've made money on Enigma, so I'm kind of surprised to see that on there. Droplex, I don't know much about that. CoinDash, Vertasum, really? I'm kind of surprised to see those two, and some of these other ones I don't really know. I don't know. Let's look at a different, you know, website. Where was this one? 5 largest ICO exit scams. Plexcoin, 15 million. BennetBit, Opera, eBets. I don't even know these. Ponzi coin. They don't even have, like, BCCX was way bigger. Like, this is February 19th, 2018. So I guess they still didn't have some figures on this. These are the top 3 in Google. Like, I'm surprised that they don't have BCCX on here. Let's take a look at another one. Do I actually have to type it into the search bar for Pincoin and iFan, ArtRise, OneCoin, Bitcoin with 2 I's, Paragon, Centratech, Plexcoin, Prodium, BennetBit, Steel. That's amazing. So it's not even on here in the top 3. Let's type it in. I got so many tabs open. Okay, so here's a more recent article from Cointelegraph. Or wait a minute, that's not the right one. This one. Pincoin and iFan. So this Pincoin and iFan, I don't know much about this, but they've swindled around 32,000 investors of a combined 660 million. But this office is in Ho Chi Minh City? Really? That's interesting. When was this? April 8th? I don't know anything about this. I have to look into that one. OneCoin, that one has had a little bit of history. Okay, here we have BitConnect. Still don't really have any figures. yeah, at least BCC gave everyone their coins back. You know, the BitConnect X exchange. Let's see if there's another like BitStars. I'm gonna open 2 more. Here's this one. I guess Bitcoin Talk. Let's take a look at that one too. BitStars. You guys get to kind of take a walk with me and to see how I kind of research certain things. And part of it, I'm kind of waiting for the internet. It would help to be on a little bit of a faster computer. Well, Bitcoin Talk's working. So one of the other things you can do when you're searching is I'm just going to search for BitConnect. So this is something I tend to do if I don't want to read. Let's see, there's a few different mentions. Not a whole lot of information, so. Yeah, I'm not getting much there. Like there's a lot of people invested into this. I'm surprised there's not a report on here with more accurate figures because of like the people that were investing into that ICO. I mean, it was selling out. Yeah, I'm not seeing much. Everything's attributing it to just the BitConnect fiasco. So I don't know. Just not a whole lot of information there, but I was looking at some of these like that are like they at least have a dollar figure. I remember posting something on my Instagram. I was kind of I haven't been looking in my Instagram. I used to be in Instagram. The girl I'm with is kind of convincing me to do that. First, I kind of started slowing down really after BitConnect and whatnot. But it has like a little bit of a niche there. Just got away from it because it was auto following. Like I was auto following people. Like I would open my account and I'd be following all these people I don't even know. I'm like, what the fuck? So I had something in there where I guess somehow I got into some sort of service and they just started having me auto follow people. And so that's when I just gave up on it. I was like, I didn't even want to mess with it. But let me log in here for a sec. I'll check in with the chat while I'm doing this. Asian internet sucks choppy. I hope this stream is coming in pretty good. Like this is a much better, much better internet here. Next coin just collected and bounced halfway through their ICO. Interesting. Okay, I don't know much about them. Why would anyone buy Ponzi coin? In a sec, I'm Millennium ICO. That is the only one that I currently am endorsing, and the only reason I endorse it is because I know all of the people behind the platform. I know all the developers. I know everything they're doing. Oh, this might take me a sec. Bear with me, guys. So I'm getting, you know, I want to get some more information. Like I haven't talked with some of these guys in a while. They're working on some different things, but getting in their website, like they've made some changes. It's been so long, I forgot my password to my Instagram. Now I gotta send me an email. Sorry guys, bear with me one sec. Sorry guys, looks like the internet cut out there. Alright. Was I the only one that did like figures? That's funny. Instagram. I'm having some internet issues right now. Even my laptop's feeling the effects. But yeah, this is my Instagram. And so what was happening, and I'd be out of my Instagram for a couple of weeks or something. All of a sudden, I'd be following like 200-300 people. I'd be like, what the fuck? And so like I started getting really upset because I got to go in here. Is this really not loading? I'd have to go in here and change things. Well, things are frozen right now. The stream seems to be holding up. It's kind of why I don't like some of these platforms, like if I start having issues with them. Like, I don't know. Now it seems to be all the pages are broken. Like, I don't know if this is an Asian thing. Like sometimes I feel like I'm having issues with some of this. Like, well, at least I can get the numbers. Okay, so here we go. I don't have the picture. This is crazy. Like the pictures are all broken, but I have the number here. So here's what I was trying to show you guys. Okay. BCCX is sold out in less than 15 minutes for the last 4 days straight. That's 52 million for what will be the largest ICO in history. In 41 days, BitConnect X will be worth 588 million. That's 331 million more than the previous largest ICO, Filecoin, which raised 257 million in 2017. Filecoin and Tezos, the largest ICOs ever, are both based in the United States. BitConnect is blocking the US for all their American naysayers, including Vitalik, Charlie Lee, Richard Hart, along with all the YouTubers looking for clickbait. The world market has spoken. The US market no longer dictates where the crypto market is heading. People in Asia don't speak the language, aren't listening, don't care. And I think I had some more here too. Yeah, here we go. BitConnect's brand in the crypto space is so strong they are launching the largest ICO in history without even explaining what it is or what it does. So those are my thoughts at that time. I had a lot of confidence in BitConnect. I had a lot of confidence in the decentralized exchange. There you saw basically there were 3 pretty big names that were at that point. I mean, this is January 14th. Wow, interesting. So I posted that January 14th, 2 days before the platform went down. Posted that from Forest City. I was currently looking to start growing my network there. It looked like really interesting. It was, you know, tax-free zone. It had some different business incentives. There were some different things going on there. But Vitalik, Charlie Lee, and Richard Hart were, like, in my opinion, the 3 people I respect the most that were negative, and also kind of gave the reason as to why they were negative against the BitConnect X ICO. So, you know, I do want to take a moment now to go over Millennium. This is my Millennium account, and so I left the link in the description below. This is the only ICO that I'm endorsing. And so right now, like, I have 74 tokens. You know, the way they're doing this token sale, like you can see, like they've sold so many. They still have, you know, quite a few available. They've done a little bit of updates to their website. Let's see here, but like I've referred quite a bit of people. Not everyone is really investing, but I can see that some people are kind of buying in. And I hope that people don't mind me showing, you know, this, but like I just logged in here and was kind of looking at you know, some of the different things. They have some frequently asked questions, so you can kind of get in here. What is the purpose of the Millennium token? To purchase homes. Cryptocurrency technologies that power Millennium token. The users will allow for users all around the world to easily collaborate and buy smart homes in a faster, simpler, cheaper, and more secured way that's not possible through traditional methods of investing in real estate. So at the time, they were a very innovative real estate project, and like I know what they're doing is legit. Like I know all the guys. Like they're not they're not looking to scam anyone. They want this to be legit. Now, the operation, as far as I know, is not in the United States, and part of that is basically, you know, stay away from U.S. regulation. Like, I don't know exactly what their plans are in terms of, you know, marketing this or doing some different things in the States. This is kind of an interesting, I'm not sure. Okay, this is really interesting. So this is maybe perhaps how you're going to see, this is the terms and conditions of this ICO. And so you can see, like, this is a much more kind of straightforward legal documentation. So they're in Belize. They have the office is in Belize, and that's where they're incorporated. And so part of that is to, you know, essentially they're under the laws of the nation of Belize. And, you know, you can kind of come down here, and this is kind of like the legal framework that they're using and they're going to be using. And so, an important note for residents of China, Vietnam, Singapore, and their overseas territories under United States sanctions, restricted states. So they have an interesting, the citizens and residents of people domiciled in the restricted and not allowed to participate in the sale owner issues. That's interesting. They have some other things here with Iran, North Korea, Syria, Sudan. And this is kind of an attempt at legal compliance. So, you know, essentially if you're not in legal compliance, you can come under attack from, you know, government agencies. This is really long. So it's 39 pages. I'm not going to go through all of it, but I just wanted to kind of show a quick peek of that. So like I said, like, you know, this is their main webpage. You can kind of get in here and looks like they've got a video. I know they were like advertising on Facebook for a while. That was kind of like their marketing strategy. I haven't seen that as much.
Buying and selling real estate is a nightmare. The bureaucracy and effort needed to get all the parties together to buy or sell real estate could put anybody off. To be like that. Welcome to the revolution of blockchain, with Millennium at its front. Millennium is the world's first and only decentralized community network that can turn the real estate industry upside down by facilitating home designing, production, and funding. With the Millennium, anyone can skip the bureaucracy.
I gotta look at the mobile app
and build a smart home of their dreams and fund it using Millennium token.
I didn't know they had
more affordable than the traditional way.
a mobile app out, so I'll have to look into that.
Also offers a great opportunity for a secure investment if the coin value goes up. But participate ICO and join the revolution.
So that's their, at least kind of how they're branding, you know, their website. And then you can come down here and see price increase status. So they're going to be initial price of the ICO. They're going to be increasing the price. They kind of have like a structure, you know, set for that. Now I do know, so, and there's a lot more information here. I know they have some different things in the works to be able to like, yeah. So like this is how you can like design your own house or whatnot. I think they had for that. So Luis Ortega, you know, and Daniel were the two guys I was mainly working with. I met a lot of these other people here as well. So I know all these guys, and they have a lot more people that are also helping in with this project. I know everyone, I know it's legit. I know what their aim is and their goal. You know, sometimes things don't work out and there may be reasons for that. But one of the things I was kind of looking at is like, you know, so I'm in my account right here, and I was talking to some people actually in the Philippines about like real estate. And like one of the things we were talking about is just, you know, there's a big price difference between getting into real estate in foreign countries. 0.33 tokens, like currently it's worth $63, and this is just because a few people have gotten so far. So, you know, this offer's not going to buy a house. you know, what are going to be some of the price points on getting in on some of these different projects. If you want to get a smart home, how much is it going to take? Is there price appreciation with this coin? So is this coin, you know, once this hits the open market, and what they're going to do is they're launching their own exchange as well. They're going to be hosting a number of different coins. I believe they're going to try to make it decentralized. And are people going to dump their coins, you know, when it hits the exchange? They're going to try to do it on a bunch of different exchange. So I think that this is, you know, this is an interesting one. Like, I know, like, what, like, they're, you know, this is, all the people are Hispanic. Most of them, you know, are in California. Luis is in Phoenix. So I spent some time. I did a live stream from his office. If you go back on my live streams, that was, when was that? That was a long time ago. But you know, these guys are good guys, and I think, like, when they initially were launching this thing, there wasn't really any competition or other projects like it. I know some people they've left some comments on my videos, and there's a couple that I want to look into that are in this kind of real estate home space. But one of the things that I think would be really interesting is to go to a place like India and try to set up a smart home or a house for the lowest cost you possibly can, and see if I can actually create housing for, like, someone that's, like, say in some of these, like, large slums that are in some of these areas. So, like, my female friend I'm talking with last night, she's going to Mumbai here pretty soon. India is the most dangerous country in the world for women. There was actually an article that I saw that ranked India #1. I thought that was really interesting. United States was 10th. There was a few others kind of in different areas, but you know, like Iran, I think, was very high on the list, a few other Middle Eastern countries, but it was just looking at the demographic with women. And so maybe Gandhi can, you know, offer some of his insights on that, but I believe Gandhi's in the UK. But I'm looking at going into you know, some of these areas, like maybe India, maybe I've got an interest to go to Lahore, Pakistan. So Daniel, a lot of the developers that he's working with are in Lahore, Pakistan, and some of the developers in India and Pakistan, like, they're just amazingly good at what they do. In my opinion, they're the best programmers in the world. So I know Bangalore in India is a kind of a tech hub. There's a lot of tech companies there, and there's perhaps incentive for me to go there and look at kind of the tech sector when the time is right. I had a friend that was doing graphic design for Amazon, and they flew her out to Bangalore, India, to work with some of the teams there. And Amazon is starting to be more global. They have their second biggest office, I believe, is in London. Like, that's another big hub that they have. So she flies to London quite a bit and gets to do traveling all through Asia, or not Asia, Europe, while she's there. So I like to kind of keep some of these connections, because they give me some interesting insights into the tech sector. Some of these giants like Amazon, Microsoft, even companies like Starbucks, or, like, you know, some of these tech companies like, you know, Boeing, like, they're huge Fortune 500 companies in Seattle. And being as that's where I'm from, I do have a lot of connections with people that work in those industries. So search Swatch Barrett when you get the chance. Okay. You can dump a node list from the open debug section in wallet settings, where there's a YouTube video from a guy called Mike Williams. Maybe you guys are having another conversation. Want to do a talk radio show with you, Clover? All right. Yeah, let's chat about it. Clover got the best fans. I know it's late. I think everyone in the U.S. is asleep, you know. So I got a late start this morning. I was up pretty late watching soccer. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a tour of the buffet while I get something to eat too. So some vegetables. Like, I gotta get Some mushrooms. Oh, I want some of those. Oh, some chicken wings. I'm gonna go for some chicken wings. It's pretty much whatever you want. This looks really good. So I'm gonna grab maybe a little bit more food before they start closing stuff down. And if you guys have any more comments or things you're kind of interested, like just kind of mainly wanted to go over my, like the ICOs and stuff that reasoning as to why I don't really kind of get into some of these projects. You know, if you're just looking at the history, they just haven't done as well. And you know, if it's a innovative enough project, you should have the ability to raise money for it. Like people should be begging to kind of get into it. And that kind of gets into my next topic I want to talk a little bit about, was with smart contracts. Because I left, you know, I've been promoting a lot of different smart contract projects, and they offer a little bit of a different solution for people that are looking to kind of invest in projects but still want to have the flexibility of pulling their money out if they need to. Now, that obviously can take away from, you know, the capital in these projects. And, you know, I guess there's some different dynamics there, but I'm just going to finish up, I guess, this train of thought that I had with the smart contracts. And, you know, like I think I had got in to Proof of Week hands. It was like mid-April. My first, you know, like this is the Proof of Week hands, you know, website. There's, you know, it's incentives. Like it's taking a percentage of like the volume and the people that are trading in these exchanges to kind of fund the community. And that looks like a little bit of a different way to kind of build, you know, capital for a project or whatnot, because people are actually like getting in and using it. You know, there's like mining rewards for certain coins, and like that's kind of a way that the traditional way that you supported a cryptocurrency or a network was by becoming a miner. And smart contracts don't have the same need to be mined. They're, I guess, much more economically friendly in that sense. However, you know, the projects are even more volatile than, you know, what we've seen with like say like Bitcoin. There's a lot more stability when you have the amount of people around the world, you know, mining. The difficulty of that, it just secures the network in a very different way. But you know, that's securing Bitcoin. It's not necessarily securing your Bitcoin. You know, if you have your Bitcoin, you know, somewhere else, you know, and someone is able to gain access to that. There's just different ways of looking at security in that sense. But, you know, if we're looking at ways to try to find some of the smart contracts, DApp Radar has really been one of the best resources for that. And so, like, you can see that, you know, games have really, you know, are going to have a little bit of their niche. And you can see on DApp Radar, it's actually the first one. CryptoKitties has been performing really well. They have the different exchanges and the ways, like local Ethereum is not necessarily an exchange, it's more like local Bitcoins. So it's a way to kind of get into these. This is where some of the space is kind of heading. I don't know much about these collectibles, that's kind of new. And there's really no ETH in these contracts except for this one. And we also have, you know, Decentraland. These are marketplaces. I don't know much about these, but these are the ones that have the users. We've got, I've been very interested in 0x protocol. I want to do a video on that once I learn a little bit more about it, but there's over 100 users in there. Let me try that one, dapp.com. This is my Asama account. I'm gonna log out of this real quick, but let's do dapp.com. Community for dApp developers, blockchain enthusiasts. Interesting. So this is a new one for me. I'll have to take a look into this. Most popular, crypto gaming. It probably has a better visual interface. It's kind of struggling with the internet, at least here where I'm at. All dApps. Let's see if we get some of the same. Like, I guess you can kind of look at this differently. I guess this is probably one to get a little bit of a better look at some ones that maybe are still kind of new. But it's not like, the one thing I do like about dApp Radar is when we come in here and we go explore all dApps, it's at least give me the ones that are, there's more statistics, like more volume of trading, of users. Like this is kind of what I'm seeing here, as these two, with the IDEX and the Fork Delta being the largest. User, daily active users have gone down a little bit in a lot of these projects, but Proof of Week hands was kind of the one. Like we had seen this in the thousands and a few others in the thousands. And, these are going to take some time to develop and become more adopted. You can see some different ones. It's chicken hunt game. Like, I don't know. Like, I want to see. They have chicken hunt. I don't think we're going to get chicken hunt. So that's kind of one of those things, like when I'm kind of looking at resources to kind of do research. So I know some of these websites, though, they're still new. It'll take some time for development. I like the party contract. Can't be dumped. Yeah, I know. I've been seeing some people I respect that are talking about that and getting in that, and I haven't just yet. Maybe I will. Right now, like I'm taking the dividends from the smart contracts that I'm in and putting them into the projects I'm trying to build more. So I'm kind of like spreading out what I have. So I'm putting a lot more into Dropil. That's kind of like, I think I'm just going to start just dumping money into Dropil for like the next month and just build that account up, with what little crypto that I'm getting from some of these other projects. Yeah, it's good to see more dApp projects, websites emerging. Smart contracts will be on BTC sidechain. 1 in 10 miners currently securing. It's getting loud in here. We're starting to clean up. Oh, thanks for that, Blake. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna try to get some food. They're starting to close up here a little bit, so I'm gonna grab a little bit more before they go. So, yeah, we'll see. Like, been looking at some different things. So I'm still working on my ayahuasca video, so I'm gonna try to get that out so you guys can kind of see a little bit more behind the scenes of that adventure. Other than that, I'm kind of looking at some different things, and I'll try to give you guys an interesting update here for tomorrow. All right, guys, take care. See you on the next one.